I get it, everyone's game library is going to look a little bit different, but there are a few titles that you simply need to have on your Xbox. So here are the games that your Xbox collection just won't look right without. And where else could we start but with Halo? I mean, this series has been synonymous with Xbox basically since day one, revolutionizing the FPS genre, leading the way in online multiplayer, and just generally giving us some of the sickest gaming experiences we've ever had. I mean, Blood Gulch, anyone? In my opinion, if you're going to keep just one Halo game stored on your console at all times, well, Infinite is where it's at. It's everything you love about Halo with gorgeous 4K graphics, free-to-play multiplayer, and new content arriving all the time. Not to mention that there's the endless procession of player-created stuff that's coming out of Forge. And honestly, it was true back in 2001, and it's still true today. If you're an Xbox gamer, you gotta have Halo. I don't know if you guys saw the gaming community's reaction to the announcement of Gears of War E-Day, but if you did, you probably clocked that this series is kind of a big deal for Xbox gamers. And you know what, you probably have figured out why as well, because it's nothing but great big guys with great big guns punching great big monsters in their great big stupid faces. I mean, all in this gloriously grim world where the next firefight is never more than a few meters away, and strapping a chainsaw to the end of a rifle is widely accepted to be a good and smart thing to do. Just love it so much. But let's get back to the point. If Marcus and Dom don't feature somewhere in your Xbox game collection, well, honestly, something has gone horribly wrong. And while all the Gears games are available on Game Pass, jumping into the beautifully remastered version of the first game is going to put you in the perfect position to enjoy the new prequel when it arrives and to fire on with the rest of the series. Nice. Personally, I think every Xbox needs at least one racing game sitting there, just ready for when that need for speed takes over. Yeah? Now, there are a lot of good options, one of which is even actually called Need for Speed, but Forza Horizon 5 is just the sort of game that you want to keep the engine running on. Its Mexico-inspired open world isn't just eye-wateringly gorgeous. No, it's filled with so many things to do. Looking for a race? No problem. Want to go barreling down the side of a mountain? Easy. Feel like just letting loose and seeing how many cacti you can obliterate? Well, you've come to the right place. The amount of mileage you'll get out of this one is just ridiculous, with challenges of all kinds to complete and new content still being added. It's available on Game Pass, and once it's downloaded, yeah, it tends to stay downloaded. I'm not going to try and trick you, Bethesda's epic action RPG Starfield does not contain the full infinite majesty of the cosmos, but it's still pretty damn big. The game features over 120 different star systems for the players to visit, and you're just forever going to be discovering new planets, enemies, and gear. But the most exciting thing is all the stories that you'll discover. Just like Fallout and the Elder Scrolls series, Starfield is filled with intriguing characters, all of whom are dealing with the most fascinating moral quandaries. And many of those you can just solve with a laser gun. Easy. Oh, it's worth mentioning though that the universe is still expanding, with Shattered Space, the first expansion, on the way later this year. So this is another one that you're going to take out of the Game Pass library and never return. Open world RPGs are one of my favourite genres of gaming, and honestly Starfield is one of my favourite examples of that, but I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Who makes the best open world RPGs out there? Well, here's a studio to consider, because CD Projekt Red, they have cooked up a couple of open worlds that are so rich, varied, and just full of completely insane things that you'll always want to have access to them. And the games, of course, I'm talking about The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, and Cyberpunk 2077. One of them is a fantasy land full of elves and spells, and the other is a sci-fi dystopia featuring the digital ghost of Keanu Reeves. And they're both just extraordinary places to spend some time because they feel so alive. Every choice you make, every quest you undertake, every person you choose to spare, and every person you choose to brutally slice to pieces with your newly installed sword arms. Yeah, that sounds cool, doesn't it? I mean, all of these things just ripple out across the world around you. Ah, I love it. I know, I promise we're going to move on from this genre in just one moment, but honestly, Boulders Gate 3, it's just one that we have to talk about. It only hit consoles a year ago, and it looks like it's probably going to be staying on most of them for a long, long time. Why is that? Well, Boulders Gate 3 features some of gaming's very best storytelling, with a huge cast of unforgettable characters. And the best part is that you can twist its finely crafted tale in all sorts of bizarre directions based on the choices that you make along the way. So, if you think this story is really about one noble druid's quest to romance an evil telepathic squid, well, that's your call, mate. It just really captures the boundless possibilities of a tabletop fantasy game, and for that, it deserves a place on every gamer's console. And you know what? Fortnite is another game that should probably become a permanent fixture in your game library, simply because there's always something new going on. And I do mean always. It's a bit overwhelming actually. Let's just start with the Battle Royale experience, for example, and that's what made Fortnite what it is today. It's just forever being updated with zany new plot lines, fun new mechanics, and crossover costumes from just about every film, game, and TV show that you could possibly ask for. But these days, that's just skimming the top of the island, because you can jam with your friends in Fortnite Festival, take them to the tarmac with rocket racing, or just build something beautiful together in LEGO Fortnite. And who knows what tomorrow is going to hold. They're crazy over there, man. Right, that's it. Which titles are never leaving your game library? Hit the comments to let us know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.